Is Young Sherlock on Amazon Prime worth your time? That's the question that we're going to answer here with no spoilers ahead, so don't you worry. If you have seen it, please feel free to let me know, and you can check out something else above that does have some spoilers. So, what is this show? First of all, this is a nice, concise little 8-episode series that is super easy to binge. All the episodes are roughly 40 to 50 minutes, maybe a touch longer, and we move along at a zippy pace. This series, of course, is produced by none other than Guy Ritchie. Now, the thing I love about this, which kind of confirms that you are in Guy Ritchie territory, is the first 2 episodes are directed by Mr. Ritchie himself, and there's plenty of fistfights. Put them up. Yes, you're gonna get what you love from a true Guy Ritchie experience. And I will say, as the series progresses, where he does not actually direct them, far fewer fistfights. Go figure. But you're still gonna get the best of the best with this. So, this series, despite Guy Ritchie, is based on a series of YA young adult novels by, forgive me, the name of the guy escapes me. I believe it may be Mr. Lane, but somebody has written a series of novels about young Sherlock. And it's very, very important for me to say up front, that book series is so, what looks to be, I've not read it, it looks to be so completely different from what this series and where this series starts. So, by the time I got to the end of this series, I thought, this does not feel at all like a YA series. The themes and the emotional complexity are way too complicated for being for young adults only. So I think if I had to make a comparison that's kind of comparable and a bit thriller-ish, this very much reminds me of Anthony Horowitz's Alex Rider series, right? This is still what we have here. Pure Sherlock Holmes, mystery, adventure for sure. Alex Rider is a little more spy thriller-ish, but Alex Rider's series, I think maybe picks up with the kid where he's 14, 15, maybe even 13. It's hard to tell, but he's definitely kind of YA, preteen into early teen for sure. This one, while based on that book series, the book series apparently, for the first, let's say 5, 6, 7 books, centers and starts around a young Sherlock who is also 14, 15 years old. I think they wanted to kind of model it on the Young Bond series, the Young James Bond, which I have not seen or read. That is due for an adaptation, but this one is not that. Here, I have no idea even, it was not clear. Here, they have picked up maybe far further into the series where Sherlock is actually 1920. It starts later in time, obviously, if he's 1920, and it's maybe not 1860s, it's now 1870s. Suffice to say, all of this allows the plot lines to be a little more adult. So, if you're gonna sit down and watch this with your teenager, or even suggest it to your teenager, I have some major hesitations here because yes, it's great adventure. There's a lot of action. It's thrilling. The mystery is excellent. It twists and turns. There's so much adventure to it. However, the emotional and psychological complexity that is how this show ends, to me, is not appropriate for someone younger than, I would even say 15, 16, because to plant the seeds this plants into a 12, 13, 14-year-old young person's mind is not good. And you would see what I mean. So if you're simply an adult who loves mysteries, loves Sherlock Holmes, loves a psychologically complex story, this probably is just for you, but I still didn't like it. And you could watch this and tell me if you agree with me, but maybe you're simply not the sort of person that this type of things bothers. For me, it was truly too much. Now, there's so much good about the show. The actors are fantastic, start to finish. No weak characters, weak acting, none of it. Hero finds Tiffin in the form of young Sherlock. I think that he delivers so much emotional complexity, so much fun, but has so much responsibility to plant the seeds of who we know either becomes a Jeremy Brett or a Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes in the future. He does that really effectively. He has beautiful relationships in this show with his brother Mycroft Holmes, who we know becomes kind of a deep insider inside the government in the form of Max Irons, who has great chemistry with Sherlock, but also is just a great actor, fulfills every moment and everything asked of him so well. We also, right from episode 1, get Sherlock's mother in the form of the beautiful and truly gorgeously acted Natasha McElhone. Really, she doesn't put a foot wrong, and she fills every moment of her very complex storyline. And then, of course, rounding out this story, we got Joseph Fiennes as the dad. Now, I can't really say much about him because he doesn't show up till later. And we know that so much of the show and the plot revolves around something that happens in the family early on. This is very interesting and well worth your time. So, if you want to start this, I think somebody, like I said, who is there for some rich emotional psychological complexity would dive into this with everything that I said. The equally fun thing about this show is, equal to Sherlock is his future arch nemesis, James Moriarty, of course. And we get him in the form of Donal Finn. Now, Donal Finn is an Irish actor who literally, when he smiles, his whole face is covered in lines, right? His whole face creases with so much character. And again, our two main leads, it's nothing but eyebrows in action. As someone with very, very dense, healthy eyebrows, I love a good eyebrow game, and we are getting all of it. But the guy who plays Moriarty is so fantastically rich, complex, truly charismatic. He ticks all the bills for what we want and know Moriarty will become, but also who Moriarty could really start to be as he befriends, ultimately, the young Sherlock Holmes. Now, this storyline takes place around Oxford. There's Chinese princesses. There's a lot of stuff that happens very quickly. There's a little element of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon early on. There's fistfights, there's explosions, and that's not even spoilers, of course. So, because of the complexity of this, because this sounds like it should or really could have been a true YA experience, I thought for me, this would be a 2 thumbs up experience. I deeply enjoyed this show, deeply. And it has a great episode 1 through 8, but because of how it changes towards the end, I'm giving it a solid 1 thumb up. I gotta take off this one for reasons you are welcome to explore later to see if what bothered me might bother you in the same way. But for me, it went a little too far and things changed a little too abruptly. Having said all that, it's a lot of fun. It's a great production. The acting and the storytelling is really great from start to finish, and we even get some globe-trotting. So tell me, is this enough for you to be curiouser and curiouser enough to see if you want this game to go afoot for yourself? Do you want to watch it? What makes you hesitate? And if you have watched it, maybe here, let me know. Maybe if you catch another video with spoilers, really let me know what you thought about those.